So today I'm gonna flatten a stump. I'm gonna make it into an end table. Here she is, gorgeous. So I need to make a flattening jig for this vlog. Look, there's Alice. Alice came over with the frisbee. She's like, Mom's working, so I'ma play. It's playtime. It's playtime. She says it's playtime. So this is gonna be the base of the jig, what the log will sit on. And these 2x2s are gonna go under it to be as part of the platform for it. So this one, that'll just be the middle because it's kind of short. And these I'm gonna cut to the length of the board. Protection. For later, because I can't throw this away. Ooh. Here's a stump. I want to see how long to make the arms, the sides where the router sled is going to go across. I think I just can do it about a little taller than this. And I don't really think I'm ever going to have stumps that are much taller than this anyway. Then if I do, I'll just make new legs or arms, whatever. Like that high seems good. So I'm just using scrap wood for this whole thing. These are other 3/4 inch. This is also plywood and this one's some kind of hardwood. So I'm just going to use these. All done. Hope it is good enough like this. Before I get to flattening the top of the stump, I'm going to just cut this excess off here. There you go. I'm interrupting this video with the sponsor. Me. This video is powered by me, sponsored by me. I am a small creator, and I'm trying to hit my goal of 100,000 subscribers this year. So if you could do me a favor, please subscribe to this channel if you like content like this and like this video to help this channel grow. Let's grow. Thanks. Back to the video. Okay, so here we are. I just have one board on each side, and that's going to be what the router sled portion is on top of. Mine's kind of wonky, but once the router is on it, it flattens it out. It's fine. It's these bars are messed up. Now I just have to adjust the boards until it's all flat and flush and stuff to the stump. I need my stump. Now I just got to adjust. The boards that I am adjusting is where the router sled is going to be on top of. So you really have to take your time to make sure that it's at a good level from the stump and making sure that everything is straight and at the same level. Setting up the jig can take a long time, but this is the most crucial part. The whole point is to get this stump flat. Now I'm gonna get my level. So I use a level to make sure that it is flat all around on each end. So really take your time and make sure that it is flat.
That's really high now from here. So that doesn't work. Oh. Nice. Nice. It doesn't look straight to me. It's all level. Okay.
Since the log is really wonky, I'm adding hot glue under it so it could stick to the platform. I feel it happening. It's getting more stuck. Now my router sled is pretty bad. It's not very good. Your router sled needs to be a little wider than the boards on your side so it can just sit on top. I have bolts and wood on each end to keep it on track, and I guide the router along the sled. My sled is pretty warped because it's old, but once I run the router along it, wherever the router is, it's flat. I was just a little lazy to make a new one, but it still worked. See, it's really warped here. But once the router is on, it's flat-ish. Since my router sled is metal, I'm adding car wax to make it easier for the router to glide through it. This did help a lot, and I had to add it several times throughout the entire process. Now it's like butter. So I had the depth of my router bit maxed out, so now I have to lower the sideboards to bring my router sled down. So it's the same process again, just have to make sure that everything is level. This was really satisfying to do. It did get a bit tiring having my arms up here and going back and forth, but seeing the log flatten and seeing the grain reveal itself was extremely rewarding, and it was a fun process. Air. Oh. Nice. I didn't glue it. Flattening the other side of the stump went a lot smoother and faster than the other side. I didn't glue it down either. It stayed put when I was working on it. And I just made sure that the sled was like right on top of the stump as I started, so I can just get through this a lot faster.
Done. I did it. It was a little sketchy because my sled, was pretty wonky. But I was like, once I run it through, it'll be flat wherever the router is. That's what matters. But I definitely want to make another sled for the router. I think it's garbage. So now I'm going to do a bunch of sanding. I'm going to do my best to keep the top flat when I'm sanding the top. And then the sides are already so gorgeous. So I hope it still looks really nice after I sand it. And then I have to do a lot of just carving away at these parts and doing it by hand. Whoa.
On the top of the stump, you can see that there's a lot of deep cracks. So I'm filling it with wood glue, and I'm just gonna sand over it so that it fills with its sawdust. This does require a lot of sanding because you want to make sure that there's no glue left over and it's only in the cracks. Because if there is glue left over, you will see it when you try to oil it. So you need to make sure that all excess glue is removed.
So how the top looks. I hope that glue doesn't bite me in the ass later. I sanded as much as I could to make sure that I got it out off of the surface and only, you know, whatever. I sanded it a lot, so hopefully it's okay. To give this end table, it's the end table now. To give this end table an elevated look, I'm gonna add a small black circle under this. And find some scrap wood for that.
This is 1/2 inch material. It's gonna make it the diameter of this pot, which is a little over 7 inches. Bitch. This was my first time ever cutting a circle at the bandsaw, so I'm really bad at it. Obviously, I am messing up, but eventually I kind of find it and it gets easier. But I'm so glad I have this bandsaw up and working now. It's been amazing.